We're now in the third week of the NFL free agency, and there are still some good players available. Today, the focus will be on the main free agent targets for a particular team who remain accessible and could be considered for the upcoming season. It's important to note that the discussion will not include quarterbacks. Recently, there has been significant discussion around rumors involving quarterbacks, with several analyses available on these options, but today's emphasis will be on other positions. To start today's conversation, comments are welcome on a free agent who is not a quarterback that you would like to see signed soon. The highlighted positions include slot cornerback. The team has brought in a player capable of performing in this role and already has another option, but it's still necessary to secure a slot cornerback. Additionally, there's a need for a backup tackle, a new player for the defensive line, and another running back. These are the four key positions we'll focus on today. Regarding wide receivers, while one specific player has faced difficulties, it seems that the team is satisfied with their group of receivers. This is a team that feels confident in its ability to compete, especially with a strong duo of wide receivers. Looking at the current depth chart for wide receivers, one player is designated as the primary receiver, while another occupies the secondary position. There's also a great deal of confidence in an athlete who had a standout season last year as a route runner. There were several instances last season when he was completely open, but often the ball didn't reach him. He also made some tough receptions towards the end of the season. Just recall an impressive catch that could have decided the game. Additionally, there was a fantastic catch during a crucial playoff game that sparked the second half. Furthermore, there's another player who was selected on the second day of the draft last year. It seems the team is confident in their wide receiver position at the moment. However, if a trade involving one of the key receivers were to occur, it would significantly change the dynamic, as it would mean losing a number 2 receiver. The team could certainly consider signing a wide receiver to acquire a new number 2, or may choose to use their first-round pick on a receiver. Currently, the preference seems to be to maintain the existing duo if possible. There are still notable players available in the receiver market, even though the return of a specific player is not expected. The trend is to maintain the dynamic duo, as even if one departs in the future, there would still be a full year with both together. Additionally, if a trade occurs due to off-field issues and the need for a new contract, there is uncertainty regarding the level of interest this player would attract. There exists a chance that contemplating a trade for a player considering some off-field concerns and his circumstances outside the game, alongside the reality that teams would have to present him with a new contract, might lead to a lack of substantial interest in the trade market at this time. The level of interest appears to align more closely with a 4th or 5th round selection for this player, and personally, that arrangement does not seem advantageous. It would be more beneficial to retain him on the roster for an entire year alongside another pivotal player than to trade him for a late-round choice. Thus, the desire is to see this player remain with the organization, although there is intrigue regarding various viewpoints on this situation. It would indeed be fascinating to gather predictions. Will this player continue to be a part of the team this season? Feel free to express your opinions with a yes or no, where yes signifies he remains with the team and no indicates he is traded before the commencement of the 2025 season. This will be brought to attention in the comments section today. Shortly, some details will be provided about a platform offering sports engagement opportunities directly available on your mobile device. The app can be downloaded at no cost, and many users are already taking advantage of its features. The registration process is straightforward, and a unique option has been developed to allow users to cash out even if their entry isn't perfect. There is an opportunity to double one's money even if one of the choices fails, with the platform focusing on its members and ensuring that all withdrawals are handled swiftly, securely, and safely. When selections are successful, funds may be accessible in as little as 15 minutes. Weekly opportunities also arise that can lead to substantial payouts, like a specific day when selected player projections are offered at a discount to enhance lineup value. The operation of this platform is uncomplicated. Users access the app to explore between 2 and 6 player statistical projections across various sports, whether it's basketball, baseball, which is just starting its season, NASCAR, or mixed martial arts, It caters to a diverse array of interests. Subsequently, users pick 2 to 6 player stat projections and decide whether to go over or under on each one. If all selections are correct, or if a flexible play is employed and most are accurate, there's a potential to earn some money. Just download the app and utilize the provided code for an immediate discount after completing the first lineup. Now, let's delve into the foremost team requirement that comes to light, which is swing tackle. When assessing the current configuration of the offensive line, the starters appear to be in their rightful places. There's optimism regarding the investments made in a left tackle, a starting right guard, and a right tackle. Nevertheless, this does not mean that acquiring a quality swing tackle should be disregarded. The left tackle has faced considerable challenges so far in his career on the right side, and if his performance on the left is equally subpar, having an alternative plan becomes vital. Furthermore, the right tackle raised flags with several teams due to medical concerns about chronic knee problems before last year's draft, leaving his health as a considerable uncertainty heading into the upcoming season. The positive aspect is that there are still many viable swing tackle options available. One former high draft pick from a particular team is a name to keep an eye on. Another player has experience on both sides, primarily serving as a right tackle, and has started for 2 different teams. A player who was previously with another team has been functioning as a swing tackle for several years. Additionally, there's a player who has played on both sides throughout his career and was once a first-round selection. One more individual has experience across the offensive line, having concentrated more on guard recently, but he could likely transition back to tackle if the need arises. Previously linked to a team in Los Angeles, the athlete has served as a reserve tackle for several seasons. This individual has experience at both ends of the line throughout his NFL career. A former first-round pick has shown versatility by playing across the offensive line, with a recent focus on guard, although capable of stepping in as a tackle when necessary. One player has experience as a tackle on both the left and right sides in a reserve role. Another has followed a similar path, as has a teammate. Last season, another athlete performed as a reserve tackle for this team, and there's a possibility of his return. Additionally, a player who was part of the roster 2 seasons ago in this position is still available. All of these athletes present potential options for the team at the reserve tackle position that could be explored. The expectation is that the general manager will be able to sign one of these professionals. Shifting focus to cornerback, the roster analysis suggests that 2 players are likely to be the starting cornerbacks. Currently, another athlete or possibly someone else, depending on how they are evaluated for the slot, should fill the nickel position. This is undoubtedly an area the team can strengthen, and there are good slot cornerbacks available. One player, who has mainly played outside throughout his career, has the flexibility to play in the slot. Thus, if by misfortune one of the starting cornerbacks gets injured, this athlete could be moved to the outside position, although this alternative might be more costly. Another player is considered one of the top slot cornerbacks in the league for some time, having previously played in this defense and proven to be a true playmaker during his time. Keep an eye on this player, along with a former teammate who also played on the team years ago. While his coverage skills may not have been exceptional, he excelled in blitzing and could return to the team. Now, analyzing the defensive line, one player stands out as a former starter at the nose tackle position. Considering him alongside another and other rotational players, it's likely that he would fit into the starting rotation if a game were to take place right now. He has the ability to play in multiple positions along the line. A former starter at nose tackle has a good chance of being integrated into the rotation alongside another player and a few others. This athlete could shine if he were needed to play in a game today. The other player is also of strong interest, having served as a reserve last season. A third, when healthy, can play multiple positions, but this group still lacks a true starter. Honestly, there are few of these players left on the market. One player is still available, while another has been a starter for quite some time. A third had a strong performance in a rotational role 2 seasons ago. Another athlete has been a starter in the league and is still on the market. One player serves as a nose tackle, and another belongs to the same category. If you're looking for a true nose tackle, these 2 are the top available options. Now, looking at the running back list, one player currently holds the primary running back position, while another is second in the hierarchy. Additionally, three other athletes make up the current group of running backs. It would make sense to pay attention to one of them, as he may face the possibility of being cut. If the team plans to add a running back via free agency, I would opt for someone who can serve as a true power back, capable of handling goal line situations and short yardage plays on 3rd and 4th downs. One player seems suitable for this role, as does another. Both have shown they can be number one running backs for their previous teams. If the team manages to sign these players, it likely won't be to make them the primary backs, but rather to use them in a specialized role. The team is expected to choose a running back early in this year's class. Additionally, two other players have also stood out as traditional power backs throughout their careers, along with a third who remains available on the market. In my specialized view, it's crucial for the team to select a running back in the early rounds of this draft class. There are athletes who have established themselves as traditional power backs throughout their careers, and one of them is still available on the market, perfectly fitting this profile. It will be intriguing to watch the team's decisions regarding the running back position. Of course, there is great admiration for standout players, but given the need to select a running back within the first 3 rounds of this year's NFL draft, it is quite likely that the team will choose to sign a player in free agency who plays as a true power back, rather than someone who could immediately assume the primary responsibility in this role at the start of the season. It's important to mention that updated information about the team is regularly shared on a social media platform, where you can follow the team's updates daily. Additionally, more concise and focused material is available on another account dedicated to the team, and following these social media profiles is always encouraged. But before we dive in, don't forget to subscribe to Steelers Nation Central and hit the like button on this video. Your support helps us keep bringing you the latest updates on the Pittsburgh Steelers. And don't forget to share your thoughts on the news in the comments below. The Pittsburgh Steelers are buzzing with excitement over the prospect of landing Tyreek Hill, one of the NFL's most electrifying wide receivers. Known for his blistering speed and explosive playmaking ability, Hill has become a household name since his early days with the Kansas City Chiefs. Now, rumors are swirling that the Steelers, with their history of turning talented athletes into champions, may be looking to add the Cheetah to their already formidable roster. Imagine the Steelers' offense, with Hill stretching the field and creating havoc for opposing defenses. It's a scenario that has fans counting down the days until the possibility becomes a reality. Hill's record-breaking 2023 season with the Miami Dolphins only intensified his value. With 119 receptions, a franchise record 1,799 receiving yards, and 13 touchdowns, he was a dominant force in the NFL, leading the league in receiving yards and touchdowns. His electrifying performances, including a 130-yard game against the Jaguars and his Pro Bowl selection, have solidified his status as one of the best wide receivers in the league. If the Steelers managed to pull off this high-profile move, Hill's talents would mesh perfectly with their evolving offensive strategy, potentially giving them the edge they need in the postseason race. As the Steelers continue to explore ways to strengthen their squad, the addition of a player like Hill could be a game-changer. The team's offensive coordinator, alongside head coach Mike Tomlin, would have a field day designing plays to fully utilize Hill's speed and versatility. With his playmaking potential, Hill could take the Steelers' offense to unprecedented heights, making them a serious contender in the AFC. As we await confirmation of the deal, the question on everyone's mind is, will the Steelers be the ones to unlock Hill's full potential in a new chapter of his career? The excitement is palpable, and the city of Pittsburgh is holding its breath. That's it for this update. If you enjoyed the video and want to keep receiving exclusive news about the Pittsburgh Steelers, make sure to subscribe to Steelers Nation Central and give this video a like. We always look forward to hearing your comments and opinions. See you in the next video.